Hello guys, this is DianaDew, and this was supposed to be a vlog on my vlog channel, but I decided that it is such an important matter that I'll have to talk about it for all of you. See, what I'm going to talk about today is what it is like to be in a relationship or date a narcissistic person. Since you all guys liked it so much, I'm going to be alternating face touching and hand movements. So, how many of you ever dated someone who at first looked to be normal, lovely, very interesting, very self-confident? I dated one person, well, in this last moment. No, it's not the victim, which you'll see in future videos. It's over with this person. There was a huge age gap, which I will not get into. And I'll tell you about my experience. And at first, it was all so fun because this person was so interesting. He was so smart. He knew so many things, and he was so powerful as well, even though he was way better looking than he was. I tend to be a shy person. Well, I tend to look a bit shy, and I tend to look not so confident, but, well, I'm not that bad, you know. And anyway, first everything was perfect because this person was like first. It was full of energy. He was so interesting. He would tell me so many things, and he was very passionate as well. And I'm not going to get into details. I mean, he was a man, so. But things got a little worse because he was a narcissist, whatever you call it. Yeah, I know I should have informed myself, but I just really needed to get this off my chest and warn people. And you cannot change people like this because they'll always be manipulative. He was a narcissistic manipulator. First of all, he thought he was always right. There was no way of convincing him that others could be right and he could be wrong. Starting from normal facts and the same things he did would be less bad than when others did it. He was always judging people. He was always being so judgy, and he always had opinions. And I'm talking about this one person in particular, but it applies to many manipulators I've read on the internet about, in psychological pages, on encyclopedias. Because when you have to get out of a manipulative relationship, whoa, it's painful, because at first everything's perfect, then you start noticing that this person judges in a very mean way the people you love. And you're like, whoa, I don't want this kind of judgments. And he used to make sexual judgments of my friends, but in a negative way, like, oh, she's so friggin' ugly. And I'm like, why do you care? She's my friend. I didn't ask you what she's like. It would have been okay if he said, like, she's so stunning, she's beautiful, but why be negative? I don't like this. Anyway, he started criticizing everything I did, everyone around me. And what was worse is that he tried to make people around me, he put me against people which I loved. And, well, the bad thing is that I didn't notice. I didn't notice what he was doing until I started having very bad thoughts, which I'm going to get into. Very, very ugly thoughts which are not compatible with happiness. So, I just remember this one day when I was talking to him about this one passion I had, which is an interest. It is a weird interest I have because I personally love to see how people think in particular, and sometimes it can be like, why don't you mind your own business? But it's not like I ruin my life out of these people, so what's the problem? And it's not like I even spent my time. I just like to see some facts of psychology. I mean, stuff which everybody talks about. There's nothing wrong. It's not like I spend my life judging others. And he started yelling and punching the thing you drive with, because he said that I have to mind my business and these people are only interested in me and taking me to bed. I don't have to listen to them, that they're all pieces of crap. And he tried isolating me so much, but that was the one thing that really scared me, because he was like shouting curse words in Italian, and when I say curse, I say like talking about God, and Italians know that PD is a very bad word, and it really scares off someone. He was like punching the driving wheel, and I was like, oh my God. And what's worse is that they get you to think that you are the one that's doing something wrong. That's the worst thing ever. That's what really made me suffer, because it was like, whoa, what have I done? Yeah, I know I'm wrong and guilty, but there's no need to get angry like that. But the point is, I shouldn't have even thought for a minute that I was guilty, but I did, because he managed to manipulate my mind. He got me to think that I was wrong, others were wrong, he was the only one. And when I dumped him, if that's what you can say, he kept thinking that I was wrong, and I got really mad and started having anger attacks, because it just wouldn't let me be. I just wouldn't understand that he had been a real piece of crap. He just thought that I was being mean, that he was the victim, and I was like going crazy because I really wanted to take a baseball bat and explode his head. I know this is not a very relaxing subject, but it's very important for me to talk about it for all of these people that are into manipulative relationship with narcissistic people. It is so important for me. I want you people to have these problems. And these kind of people have anger attacks. They shout, and they're always angry. And when they achieve what they want, which is you, they'll start isolating you from others. This is terrible, because why do you want to remove me from my people, from my context? That is because they're afraid that people will start telling you the truth about what this person's like, making you realize, in her case, it was very particular. As I said, because of the age gap, it was like double of my years. And yeah, some may find this disgusting, but hey, to each their own, right? And this is not a very relaxing face-touching video, I know. I'm just wanting maybe to bit comfort myself, looking at the video thinking that it's me I'm touching the face too, because what makes me angry is that at first I used to shout at this person whenever he came close to me, because I told him to leave me alone. Then he apologized and everything. Sorry. And he started acting normally. But whenever he acts normally, he starts telling me how I'm supposed to feel again. And I'm like, mind your own business. You are getting out of boundaries. And he's like, I'm not being disrespectful. And I have to tell him, I decide what is disrespectful. What makes me angry is that he is in the same circle of friends, and that when we get along, we're like so fucking fun together. Sorry for the words. We're like so much fun. And like people have a blast because we're funny, we're like saying stupid things. But the problem is, he just can't find his place. Like, he said he loved me, but I know he didn't. Or if he did, he had a very, very ugly way of showing me, because that's manipulation, that is obsession. It's not love. It would have never worked out on my side. But because it was like Electra's complex, Oedipus complex, Electra's, it happens. Somebody interesting, older, blah, blah, blah. But, romantic settings, a walk at the beach in the evening, with the sea breeze, and you're hugging, you're like kissing, yeah, that's romance, right? And romance really makes us lady go nuts. So, do not fall for these people. He's a real piece of crap. And what makes me angry is that he is a fun person, and he's very, very cultured. Well, in a very obtuse way, because there's no way of him to getting to know new things. So he is ignorant in a way, but is still a very fun person to be around, and I just wish he respected my point of view. And he didn't when we dated, and he still doesn't now, but at least now he cannot do harm to me anymore. There's this very special person in my life right now, but that's not something I'm going to get into. And, well, I guess this is it. I realized I can do face touching videos. I should get to work, guys. What do you think? Well, I hope this was interesting. Ask any questions you would like. Make sure you do not fall for these people. They do not deserve your anger or your time. They don't deserve it. Got it?